And at that point, I was kind of like struggling, not really struggling, like I was struggling mentally, because I was just like, fam, that was money that I would have better taken it and invested it back into my business, but now it's gone to the drain. Hey there, welcome to this space. If you're seeing my face for the first time, hi, I'm called Carol. If you're a returning subscriber, hi, you know the vibe already on this channel, right? Thank you so much for stopping by and clicking on today's video. So like you can get from the title already, I'm going to be giving you guys, I'm going to be walking you through the process the process of me being scammed. So without wasting much of your time, let's get right into the video. So if you're watching this video, I guess you must have already watched the previous video, which is my house hunting video. So I saw the house and I was pleased with the house, and I actually wanted to take the house. The initial plan was that I was not supposed to get at the forefront of the negotiations. I deliberately did not want to get at the forefront of the negotiation, so I left it in the hands of my friend. You guys saw him in the previous vlog, the one who went to check out the house together. In this side of the world, when you're dealing with guys, you're a female, you're dealing with guys, and they'll always want to cheat you when you're negotiating finances with them. So that's what I was trying to avoid. So I left it for him to beat down the rent, and I knew I'll just get there when it's time for me to pay, get the keys, sign the contract, and all of that. So my friend was kind enough to do all of that, and then he told me the price that I agreed on. He was even sending me VNs and screenshots of their chats just for transparency, right? And he had done all of that, and I was satisfied, and it was time for me to pay the money for the house. So after I deposited the money, I now took a picture of the receipts at the bank and sent to my friend. And because I was in a haste, I was about stepping out of town for work, so I had to send the picture to my friend, like, please help me show the guy and collect the keys from him. I'm just going to come and sign the tenancy agreement, right? And I went offline, only for me to come back online. My friend is telling me, oh, there is trouble. In my head, I'm like, what trouble? He said, that guy is a scammer. Fab. Believe me, I did not even know how to react at that point. At the time I got the message, I had a lot going on my plate. I was at the hospital presently. I just had a lot going on my plate. I could not even concentrate on that message. So I just told him, okay, so what's next? Then he told me, no, do not bother, please stay calm, I'm trying to see how we can get this resolved and get your money back. I was like, okay, fine. Then he met me in front of the hospital and we went to the bank together. So we went to the bank and explained the situation to the bank, oh, these accounts, we deposited this money the previous day. I was like, okay, luckily I had the receipt in my bag, so we just made there, and I explained it to them. I deposited money here yesterday to this person, and it happens that this person is a scammer. So what can be done for their advice, right? So they told me, oh, they could not do anything because the person, they need to get permission from the person. So we checked on, there are banks that are affiliated to MTN Mobile Money, which you can connect your bank account to your mobile money account, and you can withdraw from your bank account through your mobile money. So we checked the list of those banks affiliated to mobile money, and Bank Atlantic is not one of them. It's not affiliated. So that meant that the guy had to come to the bank physically to withdraw money each time he needed money. So what we tried to negotiate at the bank was, oh, please, if this guy comes to collect money, please, maybe you can notify us. We just want to get our money back. We don't want anything, police, anything. We just want to get our money back. And they said, no, they can't do that to their customer. Privacy. But in my head, I'm like, you guys are helping fraud here. You guys know that this is a fraudulent account. You guys are supposed to call your customer to order, right? You guys are supposed to help justice to be served. You guys cannot be walking around keeping money for scammers like that. Anyway, story for another day. So we left from the bank, went back. I went back to the hospital, and he went to go and meet a guy who tracks phone numbers to see if he could track that guy's phone number to locate his exact location. Now, fam, I know you guys can be thinking like, how did that happen? How come? I was as confused as you are at this point, because like I said at the beginning of the video, I left every negotiation in the hands of that my friend, which now I feel like that's where I faltered. That was my weak point, by leaving all the negotiations to this person. So I trusted him. It's not like I trust him, I still do trust him. It was just rather unfortunate what happened. So I trusted him that he knew the person who was the marshal of the house, like personally, because they were communicating, they were sending voice notes, they were sending, like, I just knew that he knew him personally. So I did not bother to ask him questions like, oh, do you know this person? Do you not know this person? Where does this person stay? Like, I did not bother to ask all of those questions, because in my head, I knew that he has really done that finding. Like, you cannot just wake up and ask somebody to send money to somebody whom you don't know like that. So in my head, I didn't bother to ask all of that. And that was where the confusion was, right? Because he too had no idea that this guy was a scammer. So there is a chief who is a mutual friend to this guy and the scammer, and so the chief tried to intervene in the matter and kept on reassuring me like, oh, we're going to get your money back, They went to the guy's house, and his family members said they haven't seen him for a while, that he has traveled to Ghana and he is not picking any of their calls. Fam, at that moment, I'm like, if you watch the previous vlog, then you will see that we actually entered the house and viewed the house. At that time, he told us he was out of town, so he was going to send his cousin to open the door for us to enter and check the house. I'm just telling you guys all of this so you know the process and you don't fall a victim. Like, I've already paid my dues for all of you guys, all of you my subscribers. They're not supposed to scam you guys again when searching for a house, because I've already paid the dues for all of us here. I'm giving you guys the headline, the what's up. Anyway, so that part, it was just a whole complicated situation. So we eventually went to the gendarme and reported the case there, and they said they were going to look into it. But fam, you know how Cameroon is, right? The gendarme practitioner did not do anything. I now went and met a gendarme personally. I now looked for connections to meet a gendarme personally, and that was now out of the professional milieu. We met somewhere else and I explained the whole thing to him. You guys know how Cameroon functions. You have to give him money for him to now actually do the investigations for you. He was the one who told me, oh, that guy has not traveled, that guy is here, and he was going to look into it. Mind you, this guy has a workshop here in Limbe. He does glass works of houses. So I went there with the gendarmes, and bam, the person who was there at the workshop told me, oh, this guy is no longer here. He has traveled since 2 years ago. And his family member said he went to Ghana 3 months ago. In my head, I'm like, something is not adding up. And then I'm like, okay, he said he's the one who is here. But then he tells me to go to the next shop, the TV repairer by 8, and I should ask the TV repairer the guys who are about, because that's his best friend. I go to the TV repairer asking him. The TV repairer says, oh, this guy has traveled to Germany. I think the TV repairer said 4 months ago, something like that. So at that point, I knew there was something fishy, right? Family member said Ghana. TV repairer best friend is saying Germany. The person at the glass place is saying 2 years ago. Like, there was just so much not adding up. So I knew there was something fishy. So time passed. Everybody was looking for this guy at the on corner. I explained it to a couple of friends who are into the construction world, and they knew the guy. They knew him. They knew his workshop. They knew friends of his, and friends of his confirmed to my friends that actually this is not like the guy's first scamming case, that he has been frauding people before, and it's his norm, that he has just gone low-key, because aside of me looking for him, there are other like 3 other people who are actually looking for him, because he has frauded them of their money. Is that a word? Frauded. Anyway, you get the point. So yeah, that was it. that was what happened. So at that point, when my friend told me that, I was just like, okay, so I'm done here, because that was like months and months after I had moved from going to the bank, paying somebody to track the number, going to the gendarme, meeting a personal gendarme. I was spending money, fam, you understand? I was spending money on top of the money I had already lost. So at that point, when they told me, oh, he was a known and certified scammer, so I was just like, okay, you know what, let me just cut my losses and move on. I don't know, from the beginning when they told me that I had been scammed when I deposited the money at the bank, I don't know if it's because I was at the hospital and had other pressing issues that were like disturbing my mind at that time, but I didn't freak out, fam. That money, normal me now, I was supposed to freak out like, what, hundreds of thousands you get? But I didn't freak out. I was just like, you know what, I know where I'm coming from, fam. I have lost money in this life. I have lost like $1 million in this life, and I'm okay. So I was just like, you know what, if this is another money I've lost, then that's fine. So the last option I had was to go to a bailiff, for a bailiff to serve the bank, for the bank to withhold the account. Fam, that it still warranted me to still involve my personal money, right? I still have to go to the bailiff. That means I have to pay the bailiff for his services, because even if they put the account on hold, they cannot remove the money from the account to give me until this person is found in person. Like he needed to be present at the bank physically for any money to be withdrawn from the account. So in my head, I'm like, okay, so what's the point of this? They withhold the account. The point is for this guy to show up. So if he hasn't shown up, then let's just forget about it, right? So that was it. I just gathered myself, a brave girl, family members. It's so hard. Like it was at that point when I just knew, like, life in Africa is really tough. You're seeing a young girl trying to start her life, trying to hustle, trying to build something, and you guys are scamming her. I'm just like, I don't understand why my fellow sisters just go and do runs, girls, because they cannot even come and kill themselves like this. Like, what kind of stress is this? My hard-earned money just went into the drain. Like, fam, my hard-earned money is not like a boyfriend gave me the money to go and pay for this house, or parents gave me the money to go and pay for this house. My parents even had no idea that any of this is happening. If you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows that name on the screen, just tell the guy I'm grateful for what he has done. I thank him very much. Like, what can man do when man is man? And at that point, I was kind of like struggling. Not really struggling, like I was struggling mentally, because I was just like, fam, that was money that I would have better taken it and invested it back into my business. But now it's gone to the drain. And then you see people coming to tell me, fine girl, beautiful girl, let's hang out. In my head, I'm like, do people know the stress I am going? But it's okay. The Lord is our strength. Please, dash me money. That's what I need. Don't come and tell me you have to buy me drinks. Like, how many bottles of drinks can I drink? I hope you've learned something from this story, so you do not make the same mistake like I did. I've told you guys where I went short of the glory. Please, if you want to rent your house, if you want to do anything, I think you should make sure, if somebody is doing the negotiations for you, just ask the questions I didn't ask. In short, the best way is, if you're going to the bank, go with the person. The person should hold the key of the house and the tenancy agreement, and you guys walk into the bank together. So as you're signing and you're depositing the money, he's giving you your key and you're signing a tenancy agreement for peace to reign. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video. I'm truly grateful you stayed to this point. If you stayed to this point, it means this video was actually interesting for you. Please give this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to take you guys through this whole process of me trying to find a house, to relocate, to settle, to do all of that. You're going to have the tea here, so make sure you subscribe, because the next video we're going to continue from where we ended. Okay, I'm going to see you unfailingly by the help of God. Bye fam.